So we now have a new DJI RC2 controller, and in today's video I'm going to be telling you about what's new on here and is it actually worth buying. We saw the original DJI RC controller launched with the Mini 3 Pro, and this has changed the game in terms of controllers for a lot of people. Before that, you would have to use a DJI N1 controller, connect it to your phone. It was a bit slow and fiddly, or you'd have to buy the expensive Pro version, which was also heavier and a lot more expensive. This was cheaper, it was lighter, it was a built-in screen, it was fantastic, but it also had a lot of limitations as well. So have those limitations been fixed now with the DJI RC2? So the RC2 controller comes in this new dark grey colour, which I actually really do like. It has a 5.5 inch screen, it's got 700 nits of brightness, so that's the same as the previous version. So that's going to be enough for majority of situations, unless it's really bright conditions, and then you might struggle to see this. And in those situations, what I try and do is position myself in a shaded area, but you can see from some of these shots here, this was all in the middle of the daytime and I had no issue seeing this screen. So 700 nits, it's going to be a sustained brightness, so it's not going to get any dimmer. So that's going to be more than enough for majority of people. Now the actual controller layout hasn't changed at all either. So on the front of it, you've got Cine, Normal and Sport. This is going to be your three different speed settings. You've got your power button on the right hand side of that. And the left hand side, you've got a pause button. So if you're flying the drone and you want it to pause for any reason, you just hit that, it will instantly pause. And if you hold that button down, the drone will return to home. You've also got your flight sticks just as it was before. On the rear of the controller, you've got the C1, C2 buttons like before, so you can customize these within the settings. So the C1 button, you might customize this to cruise control, and the C2 button, you could customize this to open certain menus within the settings, or you can actually point the gimbal straight down using this C2 button. They're the same. On the top of the controller, aside from these two external antennas, which I'll get to, you've got your photo button, so you hit this and it will take a photo. This on the left hand side will stop and start recording for video. You've also got your gimbal wheel on the top left. This will actually rotate that gimbal up and down. And then you've also got a zoom wheel here on the top right, and this will then zoom that camera in or zoom outwards. On the bottom of the controller, you've also got a USB-C port here. This is for charging or connecting to a computer to transfer files. And you've also got a micro SD port as well if you want to increase the memory. And the memory on here has been improved a lot. It's now got 32 gigabytes of internal memory. So this is fantastic for screen recording. So you can do screen recordings on this, and then it's actually going to be kept on the controller itself. You can connect that to your computer and transfer any screen recordings across. This is going to be really handy if you do go onto a location and you forget your memory card. You've also got the screw ports on the side here as well for connecting it to a lanyard. And the runtime on this is going to be 3 hours. So 3 hours on a single charge of actual battery life. But basically, aside from the external antennas, the actual look of it, aside from it being dark grey, is exactly the same. If you are enjoying this video so far, just hit that like button. It really does help out getting this to more people, and only 10% of you who watch these videos are subscribed. I'd love it to get this to 15%, so please consider subscribing. Hit the notification bell. I've got loads of content coming, especially in the DJI Air 3. You don't want to miss out. But what is new on the DJI RC2? Let's talk about that. The DJI RC2 has external antennas, so similar to the DJI RC Pro. Now this makes a big difference in terms of actual transmission performance. So when you're in cities or in the Wi-Fi areas, might be trees, buildings blocking that signal, the overall signal quality with external antennas is much better. Now when I first read about this and I saw it, I was like, oh cool, it's a DJI RC with external antennas now. But I was so wrong. It's literally like night and day difference. One of the best features of the DJI Air 3 is that transmission system. So it's got OcuSync 4 on it now. The DJI Air 3 has 6 antennas built into it, and this now uses a new 5.1 gigahertz channel. So you've got the same transmission channels from before with an added one as well. And I can't believe just how good the transmission, that signal is on here. Now I don't fly really far away, but what I want is in the locations I'm flying, for that signal to be literally like perfect, like nothing less. I don't want any lag, I don't want any cutouts or signal being dropped. And the signal on here is just bonkers. It is so good. I have no idea how they've done it, but the signal, I would say, is better than the RC Pro. It is phenomenal. So the whole match between OcuSync 4, 6 antennas, and the DJI RC2 with the external antennas is absolutely phenomenal. It's also got a new chip inside of here, so it's much faster. So switching between menus, switching the camera lenses from the wide to the tele lens, it is a lot faster. It's just as fast now as the RC Pro, so it's really good. The original controller, this was fantastic, but one of the limitations to this was that when you are navigating the menus or you're switching between different lenses, it can be quite slow on the DJI RC, and this is noticeably different. So the overall performance on here is better. It is just an actual flight controller, so it's not like the RC Pro. You can't install Angry Birds on here, you can't watch your latest series on Netflix. But I mean, who actually does that? So what you want this for is just to turn this on and get really good transmission, really good performance from your drone when you're flying it. I'm not actually turning this on to watch like Breaking Bad. I've never done that, never really want to. What I can tell you is though, is that this is absolutely brilliant. So if you're going to get the DJI Air 3, this is a no-brainer. Now, unfortunately, because it supports OcuSync 4, it doesn't support any other OcuSync version. So you can't use the RC2 on like the Mavic 3 Pro, the Mavic 3, the Mini 3 Pro. You can't, so that's the limitation. Currently, at the stands of this video, when it's been filmed, you can't use this on any other drone other than the DJI Air 3. So as DJI bring new products out, new different drones, this will have more support, more compatibility. So if you're going to get the DJI Air 3, this is a massive advantage that you're going to have the latest controller with the latest tech and signal built into it. So if you want to go and check out the DJI Air 3 or the RC2 controller, I'm going to link it at the top of the description. If you do buy any through these links, I really do appreciate it. It does help out a lot in continuing this channel. So thanks so much again. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.